All right, Coach, you start us off.
All right, so a lot of credit to Alabama. Obviously, they battled through a lot this week, and a lot of people question them. And I thought they came out, played really physical, did a great job on defense, especially in the secondary. We really struggled on third down, which is a big part of the game. And thought we did some good things on defense at times, but the whole thing was to not let this quarterback throw it over our head and make him work it downfield, and ended up going over our head twice for 2 big plays. So really disappointed. The result came in here to win, and didn't do that today, and wish we would have hit that last pass there to get to 1 score with 3 timeouts and see what would have happened there. But disappointing, especially when you don't get these guys again, at least for a year. So more missed opportunities.
Coach, can you just talk about the inability to run the football, how that affected maybe how you want to play this defense?
Yeah, these guys are notoriously hard to run the ball on. So, and some of those things in the first half, the run carries were very low on handoffs, which was not totally by design. You're running RPOs, and they played a lot of extra guy in the front, which requires him to throw the ball. So those numbers kind of got out of whack there, not on purpose. But you ain't gonna just turn and hand the ball off against these guys over time and beat them. In my opinion, you got to be able to hit some shots and move the ball around and make the plays when they're there, because they're not going to give you a ton of them.
And they really kind of got their running game going in the second half. Was it a scheme change on their end, or do you think fatigue played a factor in this one?
I just think you can only, these guys got great players, and you can only keep them down so long. That's why you can't, you got to steal scores when you have a chance. You got to get the 3 at the end of the first half, and then we come out in the third quarter and we take our shot over their head, they pick it. They take their shot, almost the same play for huge play. And you get yourself all of a sudden in trouble. So that's why they're hard to beat, especially here.
Coach, Emily Grace will for your next round. Who do you think was calling defensive plays for Alabama this afternoon?
I don't know. They did a good job. So I commend them. Maybe Coach took over. They did a really good job on third down. I mean, it wasn't exotic. Play man-to-man and did a good job against us. And thought Malachi played really well. And Kool-Aid and number 3 tried to go after him like last year, and the guy did a really good job.
Questions?
Coach, what's the difference for you guys between that second quarter defense to that third quarter defense?
I think you gotta make plays on offense, and you come in here and you can't just keep putting it on your defense. Eventually, a lot of times you end up breaking. Especially that's a really big offensive line and powerful running back. And when the quarterback, he's as good as runner as there is, in the country at that position. So that's really challenging when we put ourselves in that spot. And we kind of had them one-dimensional in the first half. I think they were 1 yard per carry at halftime. And then we started to break down, or wear down.
Can you talk about Perkins in the game yet? Can you talk about Perkins in the game yet on defense, young player, stepping up in a big-time environment? What do you think that can do for him going forward?
I thought Perkins made a lot of plays today. Was hoping he would kind of like the LSU guy. When we played LSU last year, he hadn't started yet, the freshman, and all of a sudden they played him against us, and the guy looked like the best player in the conference. So we were hoping he could give us that spark, because he's one of the few players we have that can catch this guy. So I thought you could see the impact right away that he made and Tennyson made in trying to spot his quarterback.
Lane, you mentioned third down being a problem. What are you seeing that's causing that? Is there a common thread that you can point to?
Oh, we got to coach better, come up with better things. These guys always, for years and years, being good on third down. You don't come up with things and win in man-to-man, and they got good rushers, especially at home. So kind of fed into that, and a lot of the third downs were longer situations, which certainly doesn't help in this place.
With another big game next week, how do you just get the guys to just reset after this one?
I'm not there yet. I mean, this was really discouraging to come in here. We really thought this was our shot to beat these guys. Just thought there were some things there we could do, and didn't get them done today. So we'll worry about next week, I guess later today.
Lane, Alabama seemed vulnerable this year. You've been with Saban. What does he do, I guess, to motivate his team in these types of situations?
I didn't like playing them after they played poor. He's the best in the world at that. You would think that he would act one way when they don't play. I'm sure he said they didn't play well last week, down in South Florida, and he does a great job of getting them back and using what everybody says. All you guys saying the dynasty's over and they ain't any good anymore, and he uses that all week, and the guys come out playing really well, especially usually on defense, and they did that today.
Coach, it was only one play, but do you think that field goal miss in the first half had any kind of energy shift for you in Alabama?
I mean, I think it did a little bit, but you go to a 4-point game, there'd be some momentum. I don't think that was really big. I felt our locker room was good at halftime. Felt like we would be in this type of game, 1-point game. And I really think the shift, there was 2 plays there. We moved the ball past midfield. We said we were going to play aggressive. We said we weren't going to. I've been in this place and lost 12-10 with 4 field goals. And said I wasn't going to do that again. So we took a shot, and their guy made a really good play. And then they basically on the next series took a shot exactly the same over our safety's head. So I think that's really where it turned. And I still think we're in a game. I mean, Jackson played his heart out, but he'll be the first to tell you Jordan's wide open for the touchdown there with all 3 timeouts, and I think it would have got really interesting.
Coach, was there anything that Alabama did specifically today that surprised you or maybe caught you guys off guard?
Not really. I mean, I say this every year. They're bigger than I remember them every time, but these guys, man, you can't play the game in 3rd and long against them at home here, so we put ourselves in that position too much.
You touched on it there a little bit. How big is the athleticism delta between them?
I don't know. We got to coach better, come up with plays. I mean, we tried some things today. I mean, if you're watching, there's some things in there that kind of unusual plays and kind of threw it all out there. So this was our shot. Just take these guys down, and we didn't do it.
You've talked about some of those slower first half starts and then kind of turning it on in the second half. What kind of confidence did you have going into halftime, 7-6, kind of in that position?
Had a lot. We'd been a really good second half team, 100-23, I think, this year. Obviously, different quality opponent today, but so I felt good about that. Then the play counts got off balance. It got off balance because we weren't winning on 3rd down. So that kind of got us off balance there.
We're going to do one more. Anything else? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
Jackson and